So, one of the questions that I'm asked frequently is about the importance of placements for management students. And I think a lot of times I think that just the question itself is so incorrect. It should be is, what are you adding into your students to make them ready for life? It could be a placement. It could be them creating their own company, becoming entrepreneurs, and growing from there. I think our role as colleges, Anup, and as institutions, Anup, is to ensure that we are imbibing in our students a mindset that prepares them for life. It's just not about the first job, right? It's about what their destination is and how do they get to that destination. Or how do we instill ideas in them or the energy in them to become entrepreneurs? Because what better than a job creator coming out of your college? I know that's my thought. I don't know, what do you think, Anup?
I agree with you. When you mentioned that we need to create an environment where we look at the overall growth of an individual student, and I totally agree with that thought. But I also feel that when a student is taking up a decision of whether he wants or she wants to choose a particular college, placement is something that they keenly research on, and I'd like to believe that yes, placement is a byproduct of the entire student life cycle here at the college, but I still feel that it makes a very, very important part, especially in the decision making while it comes to choosing the college that he or she would like to get into.
I think that's a fair point. I think that's a very important point that you made, because that's something which is quantifiable by a student. And I'm also very proud the fantastic job and the phenomenal job that Sangram and you do in the placements and the opportunities that you bring forward to our students year on year, and we see the growth. Irrespective of pandemic, irrespective of challenges that are there, we see the growth in terms of number of opportunities plus the average salary. So fantastic job there.
Thank you, sir. So I'd like to thank you, for allowing us to expand technically, or rather technologically. In the past 1.5 years, we did mention about the AI-enabled, interview system, but we also went ahead and we've introduced the interview software for our students, which really cuts off a lot of our work and also puts in everything in black and white, helps us analyze reports. It's a big tool or an enabler for us to carry on the whole placement cycle smoothly and without any hitches. The software actually helps us communicate better with the students. We don't need to send them reminders over emails or over WhatsApp groups or create groups. All the feedback that we get as far as a particular interview process is concerned is shared with them real time, right from the status of the interviews to the job descriptions to the package details, location details. So everything is in black and white, which basically saves a lot of time, both from the recruiters in, because we are able to send them the requisite profiles much faster as compared to being on an offline mode, and also the communication to the students, where every student is able to view the profile, go through the job description in detail, understand what the company is into, and then apply. So thank you very much for introducing the software to us.
There's mutual gratitude there. I think I'm thankful to Sangram and you for making the full use of the software. I think the whole placement journey is so well mapped when you use it, from releasing the opportunity to setting up appointments for the interviews to putting the feedback from the interviews, statistics, And I love numbers, understanding how many interviews, how many opportunities. It helps us plan the next year. So the fact, any software is as good as you use it. And I learned this when I was small, GIG, or garbage in, garbage out. So depending on what you really put in, and I'm glad that you put some great stuff in, so there's great stuff out. So we actually use Gigo differently. Great stuff in, great stuff out. So I'm thankful to you for that. And it's great. At a screenshot I can see, okay, now there are 68% of our students who are already placed, and remaining 32% are doing internships and looking for opportunities. So we know where we need to focus upon. Okay. Then you're starting a new cycle. So okay, now the next 3-month internship cycle is coming up. These are the companies that have already approached us. These are pending to come. So we know what we need to work on. So I'm glad, we are mutually able to, as a corporate placements team, a corporate connect team, the leadership team, the academic team, everything is so transparent. We know what's happening. So great stuff there. And I think overall, the key aspect, and that's what we want to always reinforce, is what we put and invest in our students academically. Ensuring that they learn, the additional certifications that we do, 10 plus certifications, the access to LinkedIn Learning for every student, where there's a learning map, a learning journey for them. There's so much going in, the investment that's going in. So I'm 100% sure that the byproduct of placement or the byproduct of them becoming an entrepreneur will always be great. I'm glad that we are part of this journey. We're making a difference in people's lives.